So here's our first video for Adobe Digital Design Dreamweaver, and we are reviewing our first 2 or 3 days of coding and how to start our web page. We've already covered this before. This is our main template. HTML. I'm sorry, I actually have that on there twice. I only need one HTML coding there. Okay, and this is English. We've got our heading. Remember, what is in the heading does not show on the web page. And I'm going to have a title. We may change this in class. So this is going to be Day 1 Dreamweaver. I close the heading, and then I've got the body. So everything here is what will show in the web page. Now here's another huge important part. When we get ready to save this, we're going to do File, Save As. Okay, unless you have a USB, you're going to save it in your documents. And we always need to have a folder for it first. So to make a folder, I right click and I'm going to click New Folder. Okay, the name of this one's going to be August 3-1. And then I'm going to put my initials on there just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so with my web page, every web page I use for this project and every picture has to be in this folder. Okay, and I'm just going to call my web page August 31, so that's the name of my web page. And I would actually not even have a space, so I would just name it AUG31 and make sure you save it as a hypertext markup language and click Save. Okay, so at this point, this is going on day 2, day 3. We know how to do our template, and now we're going to start working with our codes. So I have my title, and I've added my 3 lines of text: Beginning Dreamweaver, Fall 2022, and Miss Roberts in 7:15. To see how this looks, I'm going to go to View, View Current File In, and for this one, I'm going to choose Internet Explorer. And this will let me see how it looks. Okay, if by chance these were all in one line, I could use a line break to separate them. So this is how the web page looks in Microsoft Edge. As you can see, the title, Day 1 Dreamweaver, is the title. So that is the title right here. And then I've got Beginning Dreamweaver, Fall, and Miss Roberts. Next, we're going to learn how to change the heading sizes of our text. Heading sizes go from H1 through H6. So H1 is the largest, so I'm going to put that here. H1. My next line, Fall 2022, or whatever semester you are watching this video in, is going to be H2. And then over here, I have to make sure I close H2. I forgot to close this one right here. And then finally, the last one we're going to have in heading 3, which is H3. And then I'm going to close my H3. Save this. View. And view the current file in Internet Explorer. And now you can see the difference of that text versus this text. So over on the right side, on our notes, you can see we have learned how to do an H1. We can do H2 all the way through H6. We've also learned how to do a BR, which is a line break, aka hitting enter, which is a blank line. Next, we're going to learn how to do paragraphs. Next, I have 2 paragraphs of text. At this point, I just copy and pasted the text. I'll show you how to do that in class. So I can go here to my view, look at it in Internet Explorer. Okay, and as you can see, these kind of all go together. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the paragraph code. Okay, so I'm going to put a P here to begin a paragraph. I'm going to put a P here to begin a paragraph, and I'll also need to close the paragraph. So \P to close the paragraph. Save it, and now I can so now you can see the difference of using the P codes. Okay, so you're going to put a P, which is for a paragraph, at the beginning and ending of each main section of text you want to break apart. Next, we're going to learn how to bold, italicize, highlight, and do a block quote. So with my first text here, if I want to highlight the word Dreamweaver, I'm going to use the code MARK, M-A-R-K. Okay, and I'm going to put that before the part I want to have highlighted. And then I'm going to close that tag and save it. Okay, if I want to put dynamic websites in bold, I can put a B for bold. And then I close the B to end the bold. Okay, and then let me put another part here. And where it has Creative Cloud, I will put Creative Cloud in italics, both places. Close the italics. Again, I'll add italics before Adobe Creative Cloud Libraries. Close the italics. Save it. So again, over here, I'm using B for bold, I for italics, and M for mark or highlight text. I'm going to save it. View. View it in Internet Explorer. Okay. Now you can see where I have something bold in highlighted, as well as in italics. One last little thing is, let me make a note here how you close things. So over here, where I have Dreamweaver that is highlighted, if I also wanted to have that in bold, I could add a bold tag. So here's the question. When we get ready to close the tags, what order do we do? And this is called nesting. So the first code that you use will be the last code that you close. Okay, so if mark is first and bold is second, when you get ready to close them, you're going to close bold first and then close mark second. And the last part of this intro video is the block quote. So it's all one word, block quote here, and then I've got to close it. So if you look on the notes, the block quote will display a quote of text indented from the left margin. We're going to close block quote. Save. View. Look at that in Internet Explorer. Okay. So again, we've got our H1s, H2, H3. We use the paragraph tags to separate paragraphs of text. We've learned B for bold, I for italics, mark to highlight text, and finally block quote to indent a line of text. Please make sure you review your notes that we have taken in class as well. Okay, and remember we have covered headings, paragraphs, blank lines, bold, italics, highlight, and block quote.